5th time's a charm. This help guide is making me nuts. Hopefully the sound is coming through okay. So when you're looking at the screen and you're looking at this video, if you're in my PowerPoint, the link to this is right over on the side. You just click on it and it will take you here. You don't have to do anything. Just click sign in and it just puts you right in the test. Of course, this is the practice test. This is the official site from AZMerit where you can go and practice the tools and practice taking the test if you would like. So everything in here is fair game. So I teach 6th grade, so I'm picking 6th grade. I forgot to show you some things in the writing section, so I want to show you them to you now. And once again, if you use overlays on your computer screens or your books, you can change that. Some of them are like just insanely dark. But I usually pick this one just because it's a little easier. It's what we're used to. And for my pointers, I always pick a larger pointer on AZMerit because it just is one more thing that's just easier if you can just see where your pointer is. And then the zoom, don't make it to 3 times. Just I like to do 1.5 times. It's a little bit bigger, but it doesn't send things off of the screen. There's also a zoom tool inside of the test. Okay, so I'm going to select that. And then of course I have my 2 choices, desktop David or Zira desktop. And we're just going to leave it on David. I leave the volume up and I leave the pitch in the middle. If it's high, it's kind of high like this, and if it's low, it's like that. So, and then this is sort of normal. And then the rate, I've said this in every single slide, needs to be between 10 and 12. If you push it up to 20, when it's reading, students have found that it will skip words. And so you just want to keep it there so your brain has time to process, the words are clearly spoken, and a lot of the test is read. So you want to make sure that you have that setting right, because if it's wrong and you don't like it and you think it's funny to go super high pitch, super fast rate, then you're going to take the test and it's going to frustrate you. And then you have to pause your test, raise your hand, get back in and reset everything. So just kind of try to stay within these ranges here between 10 and 12. And you have to check the sound. I heard the voice. It's in these, but I heard it. And if you didn't hear the voice, click I did not hear, and then it will give you some suggestions. Do not skip this the text to speech check. If you can't hear the voice, you can click it. You can also raise your hand. One of us can come and help you out. The proctors and the tests are there to help you and make sure you can access that technology so you have fair access to the test, right? Okay, so I heard the voice. This is just where I can see what the settings were. And this is what we're going to talk about right now. All right, so this is in every section of the test. So if you go over it now, you'll know where it is in the test at the very beginning. But you don't have to open it if you've already looked at it, and you can just remember. This is what they call the global toolbar. It's all the tools that are on every page. And right here is the magnifying glass to enlarge or reduce the size of text on the page. This is the line reader. It doesn't work in the practice test, but it does work in the real test. And then over here by where it says end test on this one, there's a little pause button for pausing your test. If you need to take a break, don't press the pause and then raise your hand. Raise your hand, wait till the teacher comes to you or the proctor for the test, and then pause it, or the proctor can pause it for you. That way you're not paused longer. You want to pause, you want to take a 5 or 10 minute break, get a breath, drink your water, eat a snack, go to the bathroom, jump up and down, take off your mask for a minute. There'll be an adult out there to make sure you're safe. And then you come back in and then you log back into the test again. Okay. These here are the navigation buttons going to the next screen or back, right? And this little hamburger here, they call it the context menu. This thing is a big deal. Okay. This thing, right? Oh, there's the pause button up there. Boom. I think it's over here on the test, but maybe it is over on the right. This little hamburger thing they call the context menu is your present on every page. Look for it, click on it, see what's available, because you're going to have highlighting tools, line readers, text to speech. There's a notepad in there for the math. There's a lot of things in there. So always click on that and see what's available to you. Okay. Basic rules in the test. You can skip questions and mark a question for review, and I'll show you that down there. Some pages contain multiple questions, so you'll want to scroll down, but don't stress about it, because if you miss something when you get to the end of the test, I'll show you that. It has these little red triangles for every question you missed. And I think I showed it to you on the reading and on the reading one for sure, maybe on the math one, but I think they were all, anyway. It's on one of my videos, so you can see that. You also can review past questions and change answers, and there's a way to toggle back and forth between questions as well. The global tools, that's these, okay? The menu tools, that's the stuff that's down here on the page, okay? So menu tools are those, oh, that's the global one, the forward and backward. And then there's this little toggle drop down. You click on the arrow, and then it'll have a list of numbers, so you can go to different questions that way. Or the question buttons are up over here, and you can toggle that way. So you have two ways, well, three ways to do it, but two ways within the test. And then here's the optional save button. I always save before I go to the next question, just to be safe. You know, you hate to lose something. This is what the pause button looks like. If you need to get a drink, take a break, get a breath, take off your mask for a minute, you'll want to raise your hand, wait for an adult to come to you, and then you pause the test, or the adult can also pause it. And then that pauses your test. It locks up the screen, so everything is secure. You can go out, take your break. You don't want to take too long. I think you get 20 minutes before it locks you out, so you've got plenty of time. And then you can come back in. Also, the proctors can tell how long you've been away, and if you've been away too long, they'll let the people know outside, hey, have Johnny or Susie come back in. They only have 5 minutes left on their break. So we can help monitor that too, so you don't have to stress. End test button, once you click it, it's not the end of the world, because they give you lots of opportunities to go back. So just make sure you read the screen carefully, and I'll show you that in a second. Here's the zoom buttons that are up here. See that? Okay. And then the line reader that does not work on the practice test, but it's there. The notes button, I'll also show you that. And this is the dictionary thesaurus. It's also a great cheat tool in the test. If you don't know how to spell something, you can type a word you do know how to spell in the dictionary, and then click on thesaurus, and then it'll give you other words. You have lots of choices, and they're all spelled correctly. Okay, and then the calculator button. Here's the context menu. I call it the hamburger because it's got the top and the bottom bun and the little hamburger in between. So that's your special gift, because inside of that one, you have tutorials. That's the little I. You have access to your highlighters. You have access to strike through if that's an option. You have access to the mark for review. You can click that little flag, and then when you get to the end of the test, it'll have the questions with your flag on them. The notepad, I think, is just available in math, but then there's another one that is for notes on the screen that is available up. It's available up here, I think. We'll look for it. Okay, calculator button, that will show up in that little hamburger when the calculator is allowed. So the test will give you the calculator if you need it. Okay. Oh, wait. Where are we? Oh, no, that's in the question. That's going to be over off to the side of the question. And all of these are in the, let's see, the context menu has these. And that, I think the notepad is up on the top, and these are actually on the page. And I'm going to show you how these work, these little book things. The expand, I'll show you that as well. Text to speech is in the in that little hamburger button. You have American Sign Language available if that's something you need, and closed captioning. If there's a video, you can click on closed captioning and you'll get the words up on the screen. And then the writing guide I will show you. Okay, so I'm going to hit back and I'm going to say begin test now. We're in the writing practice test, and I'm going to show you those tools really quickly. Okay, so here's the save button. You can save it as many times as you want. It doesn't hurt anything. Here's the end test button. Ah, wait a minute. Okay, you have reached the end of the test. Click yes to continue to the next page. Click no to keep working on your test. Make sure you read this so you click the right button. Yes to continue, no to go back. So I'm going to click no. Okay, on the writing test, all of your texts are on the left side. And see, here's the arrow button. You can go forward. See all these little dots down here? There's a lot of spots to look and read. Okay. So you got all those things. Oh my goodness. All right. Here's that expanding. Do you see what it did? And then bring it back, expand, bring it back. And here, oh, here's the mark for review. Of course, in the writing test, there's only one question. So there's the writing guide. Oh, it's down here too. Well, you've got it multiple places. And I can speak the question. You can't hear that because it's going in my ears, but it's reading. Stop speaking. Okay, now I'm going to close this back over to this side. Now at the bottom, see the book? If I click on the book, it opens up to a full spread. If I go over to the bottom right and I click back on there, it goes back. Okay, so you've got that. And then I also have those highlighting tools here. See, I've got the line reader. Oops, there. It'll read that in the test for you, but not in here. Here's my notes. Okay, it opens up, and if I have a word that is in the dictionary, say I use the dictionary, and let's see, I want to look up something. I want to say happy, but I don't want to use that word. I want a better word choice. So I'm going to pick thesaurus. Oh, and I'm going to say happy, and I'm going to pick thesaurus. And, oh, there's a, okay. Ooh, fortunate. So I'm going to grab the notes, and I'm just going to make sure it's spelled right. Fortunate. See it down here? And then I spelled it on there just to make sure. Save. Okay, so when I save and close it, my notes come back, and there it is, right? And so then I can type it down here. I've been typing in my essay, and I had happy, but I didn't like that, right? So I can go back over here, and I can hit the backspace, and I can type Fortunate, fortunate, right? And maybe I have something that I wanted to quote. A patchwork quilt is sewn together from scraps. Close quote. See, it's right down here, right? And so I need to do my reference, and here's the example of how to do it right there. Oop. So I'm going to do my parenthesis, source 1, comma, Miller. That's the guy's last name right here. See, I got that from right here. Source 1, comma, Miller. And I might even put paragraph 1. You know, if I want to be totally paragraph 1, you know how we number our paragraphs. That helps us. Oh, no, it was paragraph 2. Make sure I get it right. Okay. So those are some of the tools. If I want to highlight something, like I'm looking at the question and I'm like, okay, write an explanatory essay about found recycled items. Okay, oh, that we read something in ELA about that. There's my highlight, orange. See that? All right, and then let's see, I gotta turn that off. All right, and maybe I want to highlight this so I remember my order, or maybe I'm going to say, okay, I've read the passage, highlight it, done. I planned my response, done. Now I'm writing my response, right? I can do that. Oops. All right, I can even do that. All right, done. Okay, so you can use those highlighter tools on either side. I think you can use it for over here too, but you've got to use this hamburger from over here. Okay, lavender. Do you see that? Pretty cool, huh? And of course, I have the option for it to speak the passage. I think that's good for everybody. And then here's my list. Go to the writing video, and I have a link there for the rubric with all the important words. If you don't know what some of the words in my checklist are, you need to know what they mean because they're all in here. And if you don't know what they mean, they're not going to help you. Okay, so that's how to do it. See you in the testing zone. You guys are going to rock. You're going to rock. You're going to do a great job because you've been working all year. I'm so proud of you. Way to go, guys.